age or something else that's happened in our life, hearing has changed for so many people. What you are looking at, and I will go over details in a minute with the help of our wonderful creator and inventor, is the largest kit we've ever had from Audien Hearing. This is your hearing aid. This is what it looks like, and it is helping so many customers hear again, be included in family events again, sit at restaurants even with noise in the background and be able to talk and communicate to our server and our loved ones. You're going to get the biggest kit, meaning today at the lowest price we've ever had. There's adjustability for everybody so you find the right fit. There's a wonderful way to get started so it's simple and easy. There's a way to maintain it and clean it, but also for the first time ever, we're including an offer that also provides a specialist. So when you get your Audien hearing aids home, you are not lost. You can actually talk to somebody and see them, and they can guide you through how to use it. But let me go ahead and bring out the creator, Ishan Patel. I got to meet Ishan around the holiday season, where many family members were gifting this to our loved ones who we no longer were communicating with the same way that we used to. There was a lot of and a lot of what, and then eventually a lot of oh, never mind. And no family should experience that. So we're gonna offer an over $400 value for under $200 today. But before we go over all that you get and teach you how to use your hearing aids, you know, it's your story about your grandfather that really connects to so many of our customers. So Ishan, will you tell everybody why you created these hearing aids?
Yeah, absolutely. So I first really realized how much families suffer from hearing loss when I was about 8 years old. My grandpa has pretty significant hearing loss, and at a young age, it pretty much took him away from our family. I remember thinking, Grandpa doesn't like me, he doesn't want to talk to me, and that was just because I was young and I didn't understand he was suffering from hearing loss. But when the FDA created over-the-counter hearing aids and said, look, we need to make hearing aids available without a prescription, without a doctor's visit, and make them affordable and accessible, I knew this was something that had to change. And fast forward a few years to Audien Hearing and the Atom Pro 2. This is a rechargeable in-the-ear hearing aid. You can see the charging case of the battery the battery life of the charging case is about halfway there. And then you can see the hearing aids are fully charged. We've got that blue UV light as well. And with these hearing aids, all it takes is this little pull wire. You take it out, it turns on automatically. You put it back in and it turns off automatically. To control the hearing aid, there's just a single button. You click the button to rotate through 5 volume levels, and you hold it for just 3 seconds to rotate through 4 hearing modes. That is it. And this is what I call the Audien experience, right? You open your hearing aids up, you take it out, you put it in your ear like so, and you have a fully functioning over-the-counter hearing aid. I don't even know if you can see it or tell,
nope,
but I am wearing the latest in hearing technology.
Well, and I promise you, stay with us because we're gonna walk you through how you can adjust it to your ear, how you can adjust the volume, how today's offer is really the largest offer we've ever had because it does include a specialist who can help you. But I wanna toss to a video because I think it's so important that we start with who is this for? Because there's a lot of people that can shop right now. Yeah. You might be the one suffering with hearing loss, but you also might have someone near and dear to you that you notice is suffering, and it's really changing your relationship. So let's take a look at this video, and then we'll dive you through the value and the details again.
Hey, sweetheart, I'm going to run up to the store real quick. I've got the list off the fridge. Is there anything else that you need?
Yes, actually, forgot to put on the list dog food and dog treats. And then also, could you just pick up an extra half gallon of milk?
Hi, and welcome to the Oakwood Diner. My name's Emily, and I'll be your server today. Can I get you started with something to
drink? Like our homemade lemonade or a nice iced tea. Today's special is the bacon cheeseburger. It's a crowd favorite.
Good evening, I'm Chris Davis, and this is your local news update. Our top story tonight: a local park is receiving a major renovation, including new playgrounds and green spaces, thanks to a generous donation from community members.
I love this playground. Did you see the upgrades they made?
Yeah, it's such a great place. And what about that trail that goes around?
Perfect for a hike.
We should definitely bring the kids here next time. Next to the pond would be so fun for the kids to feed the ducks.
Ishan, I can't imagine what life is like when you are going through hearing loss. That restaurant scene, I mean, there was so much noise in the background. How could that kind gentleman even focus on what that server was saying to him? When you're with somebody that you love and here you want to share a wonderful day and communicate wonderful thoughts with them, and they can't even understand what you're saying. It really does affect relationships. It affects individuals. And so let me make sure everybody understands our offer now that you understand the sound difference it can make. So you clearly saw what the hearing aid looks like. But Ishan, can you walk us through what I'm calling our largest kit, customer requested? And by the way, if you are an Audien fan, give us a call. But the hearing aids alone would be $290. We're at under $200. It's the lowest price we've ever offered, and it's the best price right now on Audien Atom Pro 2 hearing aids. So they're gonna come in a beautiful box. They even slide out. So nice if you want to gift it to somebody. And then tell me what's included.
Yeah, so you're going to get everything you know and love about the Atom Pro 2, which is going to be the hearing aids themselves, the charging case, the charging Cuban cable, of course, all the different ear sizes and ear domes you need, the wax guards, the cleaning brush and tip, basically everything you need. And don't worry, you don't have to remember anything we're saying because you're going to get this beautiful getting started guide. This is a 5-step easy process with images and pictures so that whether you're 30, 60, or 90 years old, you can just pick this up and really just use it right out of the box. But if you have any trouble, don't worry. That's what the customer support number is for. We are here for you 7 days a week on a QVC dedicated line.
Wow.
Right? We have before today, we had over 60,000 QVC customers. I think it's got to be over 70,000 or close to it by now.
For sure.
And then we have 1 million customers nationwide. But out of our 1 million customers, we've created a special line and a special service segment for our QVC family.
And normally that would be another additional $100 charge. That's included today in your today's special value. So you save on the hearing aids, then we also are including that maintenance kit and a service plan and the specialist plan. It would have had you at a price point of almost $448, and we're at $200. It is the lowest price. Maybe you hung out with Ishan when the Christmas trees were up and all the buzz was happening around the holiday, but there was a lot going on, and you had other gifts on your mind, and you weren't able to say yes. Say yes today. There's a $40 payment that brings us home in just a matter of days, and it changes your life or it changes a loved one's life. And it's as simple as ordering through our website, ordering through our app, or giving us a call. There's nothing to miss out on. We've even included an extra return policy here. So we have 60 days for you to try out Audien. That means an entire 2 months of you wearing them or a loved one wearing them and hearing again, having conversations again, experiencing life again. And you know, I think a lot of people get worried, am I gonna understand this, Ishan? In fact, I have a friend who's thinking about purchasing these for his mom, and he just wants to make sure she can control the volume and figure out how to make them personalized to her.
So earlier today, we actually had a wonderful lady, Cheryl, call in and explain that she got these Atom Pro 2s for her 91-year-old mother.
Oh my goodness.
Who's turning 92. And her favorite thing was that her mom, with the single button touch control, could very easily control the hearing aid with just the click of a button at the tip of her finger. And so, you know, when you think of Cheryl's mom at 92 years young almost, that's an amazing example of why we made Audien easy to use, no mobile app. No Bluetooth, no gadgets or gizmos, no hearing test,
all
no
the stuff that can be confusing and overwhelming.
Everything you need, although you're going to get so much more, everything you need is really just in the palm of your hand, right here. And you just have to open it up, take it out like this, and then
discreetly put it in your ear.
And just put it right in the ear.
And they're comfortable. You don't find that you're going to touch them. They're just going to stay there.
And to talk a little bit about the service is that, look, although we made it so that it was just, I mean, look at how great that looks. Just sleek, comfortable, and easy to use. We know that some people do need a little extra help. That's what the support line is for. That's lifetime customer support. And this bundle right here, this box, which is what you'll get home for you or a loved one, because these are 100% giftable, because it's OTC. You don't need a prescription. You can give it to that person who might be a little resistant, right? And so this is actually, we literally made this for QVC based on the feedback of everyone here, which is, hey, we want everything that comes with the product already and all the possible extras that you could even think of for every scenario.
And you probably already know this, but the brand is customer top rated here at QVC. So again, give us a call. But if you are wondering, is it worth it? My goodness, yes. Not only is it helping everybody have conversations again and be included in family activities and daily life again, when people are getting Audien home from the experience of understanding it and incorporating it into their lives, it's now customer top rated. But we have never been able to give you this price point of $200 and then include all the new, which is the maintenance kit, and then that extra time to use it, the 60-day return policy, and more importantly, the lifetime specialist that as your needs change, you can constantly call and work with someone to make sure that you can adjust them the way that you need to. I'd love to show another video because there's so many scenarios that run through our minds when we have an offer like this. Is this right for dad? Is this right for mom? Is this something I need? So team, whatever video you have next, Ishan and I will take it. We're gonna apparently go back to the restaurant. A common place that is loud and overwhelming, and when hearing loss is affecting you or your loved ones, this might be what it seems like.
That was unbelievable. I can't believe you won that one.
Yeah, it was like I knew what I was doing.
I'd like to see that again.
No way.
That was unbelievable. I can't believe you won that one.
Yeah, it was like I knew what I was doing.
I'd like to see that again. I'm not going to let you guys off so easy next time.
We'll see about that.
And we want to just make sure that everybody understands who this may help in that scenario.
So just to speak to what we just saw and now what's on the screen, right? This is for people that are struggling to hear the conversation. Maybe you're in that crowded restaurant. You're distant, you're disconnecting because you have mild to moderate hearing loss, which represents the overwhelming majority of the hearing loss population, right? Which is 1 billion people around the world. And maybe you can't hear the conversation. Maybe you can't hear when someone calls your name from the other room. Maybe it's really challenging when you're in a restaurant and there's background noise and you're trying to hear that special of the day. And this is for people who not only want to get their hearing and their quality of life back, but also don't want to have to go through the prescription process, a doctor's visit, a $5,000 hearing aid, a 12-week appointment process, maybe a multi-month fitting process and trial period. This is for people who just want to be able to take that control back in their own hands or give it to someone they love. In Cheryl's case, it was giving it to her 90-year-old, 91-year-old mother, right?
Amazing.
And giving her the ability to have that independence and freedom to live out the rest of her life as happily as she can, right? And then for some people, it's for them or for their spouses, because let's be honest, if you can't hear, then it becomes really challenging to maintain a positive relationship with someone, right? It's just how it is, and people don't talk about it enough. This is not just a hearing aid, right? This is a husband's ability to reconnect with his wife after years of drifting apart. This is a grandparent's ability to hear their granddaughter laugh again, right? This is a way to get your life back, and I would argue, almost more importantly, a way to give it to someone else. Right? Year-round, 25% of the people who are getting this are buying it for a loved one, and during holiday season, that jumps up to 40 to 50%. And when you're talking about a care bundle like we've got today, which gives you that one-on-one hearing specialist appointment, which is a video conference call you get redeemable at any time,
So
not just that 60 days.
One time, right?
Yeah, one time.
But you can just see somebody.
Exactly, which is, you can pay hundreds of dollars for that in a normal specialist appointment. And obviously it's all included with this. And we actually put together an amazing video from our specialist appointments that we've been doing so that we can show you what it's like when you not only have something that you can use right out of the box, but you also have that extra layer of help in case you just need it, right?
Well, my team just actually told me that they have that video up and ready. So remember, this is a one-time use. It's never been included before. That's what makes our today's special value even more special and an even larger value, because you would pay extra, about $100 for this specialist appointment. It's included in your lowest price offer from Audien, and here's what it would look like.
Let's insert the silicone cover and then let's try them on.
Thank you.
We're gonna stick the hearing aid in this little hole though.
Okay, they're both in. I can hear very well.
I want to have hearing aids because it's not fair to the people that I love to constantly be saying what. And sometimes I just shut down. I'm just like, I'm sick of saying what.
I have suffered with hearing loss for the last 10 years. It really got to the point where my wife and my children are hollering and screaming at me and getting aggravated because I couldn't hear them. And at that point, I was just about ready to give up.
That is really most kind, and I really do like what you're doing. And if you could just pass along to help people